What's good, TTC? Y'all know who it is. D1 Chosen, Fin Squad, Enforcer here. I'm gonna choose my words carefully in this vid, because I already know this is a sensitive subject, seeing how it's blown up in the comment section and videos are being made about it. The cops versus the minorities. A battle that has been waging on since the forming of the police department. They say that highways are built. A city is structurally built, somewhat compensating for the ghetto by having a lot of ways of getting into the hood part of areas and getting out. And back then, that was a way of, in the 50s or 60s, if something broke out, that the officers and police are able to dispatch quickly to that scene in that area of the city. Now, let's get back to this whole subject. My experience with the Popo. I have been racially profiled so many times I can't even count. I've been pulled over for BS more times than I can imagine or remember. I've gotten tickets for staying in the fast lane too long, or using excessive use of your horn when I only honked it once to alert the driver in front of me that the light turned green. But yet, black people continually get pulled over for bullshit, and this is just being in the car, let alone just walking around and a cop is running your pockets, basically checking you out, throwing you against the door for no reason at all, saying that you fit a profile of a man that stole a bike or something that had dreads when you won't even have cornrows or dreads in your hair. It's the shit like that that makes the minorities, or I hate to use the word minorities when we're the majority in the country. I guess when they use minority, I guess they mean in terms of intellect. But anyway, I digress. But I done already lost where I was going at. But I've been pulled over so many times now. Sports Live, he made a comment talking about how he gets pulled over, he was speeding, whatever, you should just accept the ticket, or he got warnings. Warnings? Hold up. You get fucking warnings? I've never got a warning. Never. And I know how to respectfully talk to cops. Now, I haven't been pulled over by cops recently since I became an EMT. I'm around cops all the time. And once you're in the medical field or EMS field or 911 emergency field, all I do is show them my EMT certificate, and the cops usually let me walk. But their reason of pulling me over is BS. A cop is supposed to have, they say, have 3 reasons to pull you over if it's not something blatantly you did, like as i.e. have a light out or blinkers out, you don't use your blinker, or you run the stop sign. But if you're just driving, being a law-abiding citizen, you get pulled over for no reason, they're supposed to give you 3 reasons. The reason they pull you over is to run your plate. I've gotten so many times I get pulled over, a cop asks me, what am I doing in this town? Or I remember, I'm gonna tell y'all something personal about me. I have not dated a black woman and like a black girl in like 7 or 8 years. I've messed with Caucasians or Gualas or Hispanics. You know what I'm saying? So there's one time a cop pulled me over for no reason, didn't even address me, started addressing the white girl I was with. And then his partner comes and start badgering me. Why am I in this town at this night? I asked them why they pulled me over. They tell me because my front tire crossed the double lines when I turned. When I did that to dodge a pothole. See, it's instances like that that make black people believe that they are being unfairly treated. Yes, white people, you do get treated unfairly also, but it's not to the extent as other minorities. It really isn't. I've dated a female for a year, to where a white female, me and her brother were so cool. She lived with her brother. We smoked together, drank together. I've gotten to fight for her brother. This man kicked his sister out his house because he said he couldn't stand seeing her with a black man, i.e. me. So what do you think when people go through those type of experiences are going to think of white people, or in this case, cops? Okay. Now I've heard complaints that all we hear is the white cops beating black males or whatever like that, but hardly ever report on black cops beating on white people. Yes, it probably does happen where a black cop unfairly beats a white person. But there's possibly reasons why you don't see a lot of footage of that. Maybe because it's really hard to find. Now, I know y'all can say, oh, the media tries to spin shit and they just want to show the white cops beating black people to get an uproar, to cause a rise. I mean, that's news. You're going to get news from that. And a lot of these so-called white cops being black people, we only get half of the story. The story comes out of the news and it's just automatically white cops beat innocent black person, or black person being unfairly beaten. The news also puts a spin on this shit. They also put a spin. They actually driving the division of races right now. Because there's been a racial divided explosion lately within the last year, starting with the George Zimmerman shit. This shit, I agree with everybody's videos to certain extents. I agree with RTP's video, D-Town's video, and Cattle Dog's video. Those are all their own experiences, and we need to also have to understand that nationally, different police departments act differently. Maybe down south, the police are even more, use more racial profiling towards minorities, or in California, or possibly up north. But from what I know is that Caucasian people, not all, because I've had best friends that are Caucasian that I will ride or die for, and they will ride or die for me. And we don't even see skin color. We see two people that are human beings that having a friendly connection. And that's what it should be. What the fuck is skin color but extra melanin in the skin? This shit is gotten way out of hand. And I'm happy that we're actually having this discussion in the TTC. Even though it could be, you know, constructed differently. But that's just my experience dealing with Caucasians and cops. And this is coming from someone that, yes, I grew up in the hood, but I've always went to prestigious high schools and schools, Catholic schools. My high school I went to my freshman year, it cost $9,500 for 1 year. One of the most prestigious high schools in Jersey, and if not the nation. Out of 222 freshmen, there was only 35 minorities, 35 blacks and Hispanics. So I know how to move in both realms. Okay? And I see how a black person can be judged before anything even comes out his mouth. I go back to another instance. I was dating with this other white girl. She wanted to introduce me to her grandmother. And what did her grandmother say? Oh, make sure you keep an eye on him. I don't want him to steal anything. Are we thought of that lowly by Caucasian people? Are we thought of that scummy? People need to think about that. And I'm done with this video. It's already too long. Y'all know who it is. D1 Chosen, Fin Squad Enforcer. It's just my humble opinion. Y'all have a good day and be safe.